What's good, fam? I am making a video to express myself and to express myself in order to move through whatever energies that are present within my body that want to be moved through my body, in the ways of words, in the ways of noises from my mouth, any type of expression that wants to come through in order to clear myself and to help others clear themselves energetically, emotionally, in that space. That was my cat's tail, right? I've personally been experiencing a lack of receptivity from people in my life when it comes to me expressing my truth and my vulnerability. I'm doing my best to not blame people or think anything ill of people who are unable to receive me and my emotions and my raw, authentic expression. And when I say my raw, authentic expression, I just mean just being real, just being present in the moment and feeling myself and feeling others and just feeling and being present, and that's all I care to entertain at this point in my life. I don't care to entertain unclear anything. It's like, well, why are we doing the things that we're doing? Why are we doing the things that we're doing? I can't speak for other people when I ask that question. I can only allow them to answer that question. I can answer that question for myself and ask myself, why am I doing the things that I'm doing? And if I ask myself that question about why I choose to express myself authentically and in a way that's real as I can be, the reason behind me doing that is because I believe that is what each and every one of us needs, whether we're doing it ourselves or we're able to see other people doing it. It really helps us be human. It helps us be ourselves. When we can tune in and tap into what we're feeling and be 100% real with what that is and be okay with that and express it through ourselves and through our voice, through our body, through our whatever type of language that we want to use, it's helpful. It moves energy through our system, through our body. Energy is always in motion. We have to allow it to be in the motion that it wants to be, and we can't just let it get stuck. I mean, we can let it get stuck, but every time we allow energy to become stuck within our system, it causes dysfunction and disharmony within our system. It causes us to lose touch with our center, with our true senses, with our senses. We lose touch with who we are when we get stuck, when we allow energy to become stuck within our system. And if we leave it there long enough, we start cultivating diseases within our body. And that is why people get sick, is because they're sick of this energy that is stuck within their body. And when they do the work to process and move this energy through themselves the way that it needs to be moved through them, because each and every one of us is a unique individual that has our own unique way of living our life if we, if we truly tap into who we are and what we're feeling in the moment, we can really just be present with it. And then if we allow ourselves the freedom to allow it to move through us, we remove our judgments about ourselves, we remove any thought at all, any thinking that comes through the mind. Feeling is not thinking, and thinking is not feeling. It's important to discern between those two. If you're thinking that you feel a certain way, you probably don't feel that certain way. You need to stop thinking that you're feeling anything and just feel. Just be present and just feel. And you can move this energy through your body. And the biggest factor, the biggest catalyst within this process of feeling yourself is through the breath. And it's just sitting still, closing the eyes is very helpful because it gets us to go within ourselves, gets us to stop looking at what's happening externally that we don't need to be feeling right now, and allows us to go within and to pay attention to what we are feeling as an individual. And then start to breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. And then let go of any tension, any control that you are holding on your body. With a spotlight, you can scan from the top of your head and scan down, 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 all the way to the tailbone, and see what is there for you to feel. What is there for you to feel? Only you know. And only you can feel it. You might be lucky and meet people in your life that can tune in and tap into what you are feeling as an individual and relate to you and be present with you. But to depend on that, to feel ourselves and to be okay with feeling ourselves isn't something that's truly helpful. So it's important to be unafraid to feel yourself in each and every moment when you're by yourself and when you're with others. You gotta feel yourself. Something I have learned in the process of feeling myself in the presence of others, and in my own presence of being by myself, is that anger is not something that we need to express to someone else. Anger and frustration, if we're feeling those things, we need to really, really process that on our own time and in our own space and in our own way. Just like the way that I do it is I go somewhere where I know someone's not going to hear me, whether that's in my car driving somewhere or in my room when no one's home, or anywhere out in nature, out in the woods, in the middle of nowhere. Like, that's probably the best place to do it, in nature, if you have the ability to do that. Just feeling yourself and letting it come through your body. I would recommend not to like punch anything or to like kick anything, because again, we don't want to hurt ourselves. But what I've learned is we want to do that in a way that's not hurting ourselves or others. Because if we bring that anger into another person and presence, even if we're not directing it at them, but we're just feeling angry and just yelling and whatever we're doing to release our anger, people will either get traumatized by it, or people will be uncomfortable in some fashion, in some way. So it's important to express those ones, in a way that's useful and helpful, and not traumatizing yourself or other people, or hurting yourself or other people. It's okay to be sad in front of people. I will say that, you want to be sad in front of people who are willing to care about you and to hold you in loving space, and to witness you cry without casting judgment towards yourself, towards you. Anything you want to feel. Something about reading the room is important. So just being aware of the people that are in the space when you're feeling yourself is important, but not always, because most of the time we can just feel ourselves and just be wherever we are, and whether that's we're just happy or excited or anything like that, we just do it. We share to the world that we are feeling this way, and then we do that. But there are some things when we feel, it really puts us in a vulnerable space. Like I said, anger and sadness are two of those feelings. And there could be more, It's all about connecting to yourself. It's all about paying attention to how you feel. So does it feel right to express this in front of this person? Are they going to receive it well? Or does it not feel right to express it in front of this person because I know they're not going to receive it well? It's well, you decide. You tap into the present moment and become sensitive to that. And you are the one who has the answer to, is this a good idea or is this not a good idea? Do we want to do this because our ego wants to prove something, wants to do something, to make a point, to make a stand, to one up someone else? Or are we doing this because this is what feels true and authentic and right in this moment, whether or not it's something that I want to do or isn't what I want to do? And a lot of times, feeling ourselves is something that we don't want to do. So does this feel like it's the right thing, or does it not feel like the right thing? It's not about what I want or what I don't want. I want something to turn out a specific way. I want something to happen when I do this thing. I want people to change when I say these things. It's well, it doesn't matter what you want. It just matters that you do and feel what you do and feel. And that's what is important. And if people are able to receive you, then people are able to receive you. If people are unable to receive you, it's important to hold yourself in loving space and loving, compassionate space, and to see yourself, because if no one's going to see you, you need to see yourself. And I actually experienced this in a really interesting way the other day. I got angry at something silly. I was working on my RV. I was doing some renovations to my travel trailer, and something didn't happen the way that I wanted it to, and I got pissed off. I was that's fucking stupid, man. I can't believe that's fucking happened. It's fucking dumb, man. And it was kind of like that, but a little more anger, and I just paused for a moment. I didn't stop feeling myself, but I just paused. Just kind of backed up, mentally and emotionally, just withdrew myself. And I said out loud to myself, I said, I am holding loving space for myself and witnessing what I'm feeling. And that's all I said. I think I only said I am holding loving space for myself. I think that's all I said. And I unwithdrew my thoughts and emotions, or my what I was feeling. I let that flow through me once again. And just felt it, just felt the anger, just was present with that anger, like, ugh, like fucking idiot. It's like, well, cool, nice, right on. Just feel it, just feel it. Now I felt it, and now I'm not feeling it anymore because I felt it, and now I'm not. I realized it was something silly to get mad at in the first place, and I didn't need to get mad at it. But now that I've given myself the loving space that I needed to feel myself, I was able to process it and move through it and not let it get stuck in my system and drain more of my energy that I didn't need to let it drain. It's like truly like all we need to do is just continue to process these things that come up within us and to do it in a loving way that doesn't hurt ourselves or other people. This is important. This is important work. This is important to be present with this. This is important to receive this message and to understand it within your own life, within your own being, within your own emotional body, and to be able to release these emotions, to be able to process these emotions in a way that's actually helping us is powerful beyond all measure. Like it gives us the keys to our own life and allows us to step into the seat of creator in our life when we can truly tap into these spaces and to feel ourselves. And I guess one more thing I'll touch on is that, like, when we're not feeling ourselves, what are we feeling? What are we being present with? We're being present with an energy that is we're upset, we're lonely, we're sad, we're depressed, we're whatever we're holding on to, whatever you're feeling that is draining your energy, that isn't letting you feel alive and connected to yourself. It's making you feel disconnected and unalive. Whatever that is, where is it coming from? Where did you get it? Where did you pick it up? Because it's not who you are as an individual. It's not it's not your true essence. Because your true essence is blissful. It feels great. It feels good. So if you ask yourself, where did this come from? Where did this energy come from that I picked up? Maybe we don't have an answer. Maybe we have a clear answer and we're like, holy shit, that's where it came from. But maybe we don't have an answer and we don't know where it came from. And if you don't have an answer, then it's not important to find an answer. But what is important is to just realize that, like, wait, this isn't mine in the first place. Some of us, a lot of us, a really large percentage of us are actually carrying, like, emotional baggage from our parents, emotional baggage from our friends, emotional baggage from our coworkers, emotional baggage from the people in our life that are unable to process their emotions, that dish it out and give it to us. And then we are unable to process our own emotions and unable to process their emotions because we haven't done the work to tap in, to connect to ourselves, to be present with what is uncomfortable, and to let go of what we want and to do what we feel. So it's like, where did it come from? Do we really want that? Do we really want to hold on to it now that we realize that it's not us and that it actually came from something that we didn't want to be present with in the first place? Like, it's like, no, we don't want that. We don't want to carry that baggage, that weight. We want to process it. We want to move through it. We didn't want to pick it up in the first place, but we can't control that space a lot of the times, and we just have to move through these things. We can't just get stuck. And we can, but as I said before, when we get stuck, it creates a lot of unhealthy energy within our system, within our body, within our minds, within our emotions, and eventually will cultivate disease within our self. That's not what we want. That's not what I want. I can't speak for you, but I can speak for myself. So yeah. I hope you're doing great. And if you're not, I hope you're able to process whatever you're feeling to help you find your center once again and to find your truth once again and feel yourself once again. And yeah, blessings to you. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have an amazing time. Om.